Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Junaid Saleem to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Junaid Saleem's words. Today is the martyrdom anniversary of Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him. The empire under his rule, which at its peak covered 22 lakh square miles, buried him in Medina in year 24 Hijri among the two leaders of the world. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah honor him, was famous for his justice. You all know that on the day of his martyrdom, the candle of the Quraysh generation was extinguished. Let me share an incident about Al-Faruq. Once Abi bin Ka'b filed a lawsuit against Amir al-Mu'minin Umar, even though he was the caliph. Hadrat Abd bin Sabit, a great companion of the Prophet, was appointed the judge. Despite being the caliph, Umar decided to appear in court like an ordinary man, and he did. As soon as he entered the courtroom, Judge Abd bin Sabit and everyone there stood up out of respect. Umar said, "This is the first injustice you have done." Then Judge Abd bin Sabit, respecting Umar, offered him to sit beside him. Umar replied, "This is the second injustice. One of the two of you should sit beside me and the other before me. This is justice." After that, Umar sat next to Abi bin Ka'b, the other party. Judge Abd bin Sabit asked Abi bin Ka'b to bring his witness, but he couldn't. According to Sharia, a witness was essential, so Judge Abd bin Sabit offered that Abi bin Ka'b should avoid asking the caliph himself to swear. But Umar himself took the oath and said, "Zad, that is, you, cannot be equal to me while I am a common man in your eyes. Unless I appear equal to a common man before you, you cannot be eligible for the role of judge." Nazarene, this story came to mind today after hearing the Supreme Court bench's verdict. In an unprecedented judicial decision in the world's court history, out of 13 judges, a 12-judge bench declared the 13-judge bench's decision invalid in writing. Justice Amin ud-Din and 6 other judges of the 13-judge bench fully accepted the government's appeal, while 7 junior judges overruled the verdict of 8 senior judges. This, friends, isn't democracy or Islam. Its majority versus minority legal and Islamic principles have been destroyed, and the rule of might is right has been fully imposed. According to the decision, specific seats will now be distributed like loot, from PTI to other political parties, and thus the path for the 27th Amendment will be cleared. Viewers, the judges have done what they did, and I'm astonished that Pakistani political parties are happy to gulp this down without protest. Even though they've already swallowed it once, how will they swallow it again? How will they accept their seats, women's reserved seats, handed over like vultures? They've been thrown like carrion in front of vultures. How will these women accept them? Seats, reserved seats, and seats won by votes. Even vultures would act better. These political parties and political rules, and then the women, how will they digest it? I still can't believe it. Now, like the 26th Amendment, the MNAs don't have to be taken from their homes. No need to attack Parliament lodges or bring the Assembly back via Form 4. They will just pass the 27th Amendment and nail the final coffin of democracy, like elephants trumpeting. Today, they passed the 27th Amendment. Before this, under the special cases, the Supreme Court's semi-closure happened. Viewers, what happened today was heartbreaking. This is our Supreme Court of Pakistan. These are our Supreme Court judges. This verdict was anticipated by everyone. But the manner in which it was delivered, especially in the last 2 days, was truly shameful. One feels embarrassed for them. The judges' behavior, their remarks, their eagerness clearly indicated what they intended. Yet the counsel for the petitioners, Hamid Khan, with his arguments, exposed the judge's flaws. He deserves all the praise. The unfortunate thing for the judiciary was that the case was live-streamed, so the entire commentary was exposed to the nation. Yesterday, Hamid Khan gave the best, most impeccable performance of his career. Perhaps no one else could have done better. He exposed the system, judiciary, politicians, and election commission. That was his feat, and even the judges had to listen unwillingly. Hamid Khan proved that Qazi Faiz Isa was not a judge, but a bogus person who undermined justice. You remember that complaints accused Hamid Khan and Qazi Faiz Isa of being close friends. Today, Hamid Khan covered that issue completely. He proved that Isa was bogus. The foundation of the justice system has been shaken and the country thrown into the quagmire of illegality. Hamid Khan showed that Justice Qazi was the worst judge in the country's history. His arguments pierced the judges who had once thought Qazi was their hero. Those stepping in his footsteps today, eager for fast promotion, were exposed. The hearing began half an hour late. As it started, Justice Salahuddin, based on Hamid Khan's previous evidence, said he thought the council's trust was absent. That's why he recused himself. But his use of perhaps was ambiguous. He said, "Perhaps I don't trust him, so I'm recusing myself," causing the bench to break. Hamid Khan praised the judge's decision. Justice Aminuddin and Justice Jamal Mandokhail were visibly angry, but Mandokhail said they recused themselves not because of behaviour, but because of position. There's a big difference. So there's no praise needed. Then, within 15 minutes, the bench reconstituted with 10 judges to resume the hearing. In those 10 minutes, many calls and WhatsApps came urging, "Hurry up, just pick any name." In the 10-judge bench, they could have added Iqbal or Khawaja Asif or Rana Sanola. Who would object? A Supreme Court judge's decision can't be challenged by anyone. You may protest in Parliament, but not in court. When the new bench met, Ahmed Khan raised objections. "Sir, the 12-judge bench declared the 13-judge bench invalid, so this bench has no jurisdiction to hear it." Justice Aminuddin responded, "Your objection is recorded, heard and allowed. Today in court they hammered 3 steps in 1 second. Recorded objection, heard and allowed." Hamid Khan's arguments kept ringing in the judge's ears. Mandokhail was angriest. At one point Khan snapped, "You're interrupting me. Let me finish. I've been watching for a long time. You never let others speak." Mandokhail lost composure and ordered him to stop. "After 5 minutes, you'll get 0 seconds. Mandokhail said, "If you want to present arguments, do it. Otherwise, leave. You don't seem like a good lawyer." Hamid Khan sharply replied, "You have no right to say whether I look like a good or bad lawyer, behave like a Supreme Court judge." Mandokhail said, "Until the 26th Amendment stands, either accept it or say, 'I do not accept this system. I'm quitting law.'" Hamid Khan replied, "The way the judiciary has degenerated. Every time I'm tempted to quit law. But as long as I'm alive, I'll fight. It's my duty." Viewers, today's verdict was known to all, but no one, including the judges, anticipated Hamid Khan would dismantle their legal and judicial facade in such a manner. He was known to be soft-spoken, cool-headed, but he forced the court to abandon its rigid traditions. He said, "Judge Sahibs abandon judicial tradition?" Hamid Khan replied, "How can I abandon it? To change tradition, you must pass judgment properly." He then added, "You are angry now, don't hear the case." Mandokhail retorted with a remark for the law. He said he left home without praying Fatiha for his mother. A respected personality. He implied someone could have stayed home with his ailing mother instead of coming to Islamabad. They asked why he came. Mandokhail said, "I came for the law. If he had prayed Fatiha at his mother's death, the case would have waited till tomorrow. But that didn't happen because it's unknown. His aunt was sick. Someone went on leave, there was no hurry for anyone. How hypocritical people are, I swear by God, it's shameful. Hypocrisy at its worst. On one hand it's extreme, on the other, equally extreme. I came here having left my mother's Fatiha. 4 days ago, one judge, his aunt had passed away, he didn't know where and had forgotten, said I need to go there. They granted him leave, or rather delayed the case. It was intended in favour of Imran Khan, expedite the hearing, grant bail, so the judge's aunt died somewhere, so he took leave because the decision was to be fast-tracked for Imran Khan's benefit. May God protect us. All this is now in the record. Foolish we are not, and right now there are 240 million fools, each with a mobile, recording every moment. What answers will you have for future generations? Your behaviour will become mockery and curses. It's not only judges, even ours, theirs, everyone's conduct will become a taunt for our children. Before, these things weren't recorded, but now they are. Now everyone knows, in this case, delays occurred. Who would have been troubled? It would have been better if before making emotional statements, the judge had thought, it's sympathy, but maybe arrogance too. I keep saying the whole nation now knows. You came here having left your mother's Fatiha, do whom you were sent by a favour. You should have said, I may take some grief, but I won't let the decision slip. Sir, I won't go now. I'll give verdict tomorrow. On a Tuesday I'll give it. Now Hamid Khan delivered his arguments and responses, and Mandokail, irritated, said, in seeking relief in review, the petitioner must present Sahil's demonstration. First time we heard that from a judge and a Supreme Court judge, that one must present a personal demonstration. Firstly, relief. They weren't seeking relief. They weren't going for relief. The government came for relief. They filed the appeal. Then Mandokail said, to get relief in review, the petitioner must do a demonstration. One can't get relief by fighting or seeking taunts. Viewers, from these remarks we know judges don't decide by law, they decide by the petitioner's dignity and manners. Wow, that's the first time we've heard that. Means in a murder case, if victims' relatives appeal sweetly, the court may acquit the murderer. If the killer speaks humbly, the court pardons. That's what it implied. First time I've heard to get relief, speak politely, lower your gaze. What kind of remarks are these? Judge, I am shocked. From the heart, I don't know what reasoning it is. Judges decide by conduct in court, not by legal books. We've always heard they decide by law, and they do, barring this moment. They see law through conduct. Criminal or plaintiff, based on behaviour they decide. First time I've heard this. Thanks to Hamid Khan's brilliant arguments, Mandokail had to admit something important. They overstepped their jurisdiction, and that's why it's happening. The nation is being misled. Keep the facts before us. So Hamid Khan said, that's why I keep saying if a majority judge sat here, they would have told you what the case was. Viewers, Hamid Khan tore off every mask from the judges' faces. Like a lion, he delivered arguments. He called out every injustice. Like a brave lawyer, he tried to show judges a mirror from the law books. But the judges' behaviour showed they had only studied to lecture, not to administer justice. Later, when the Election Commission lawyer Makhdoom Ali Khan appeared, Justice Jamal Mandokail admitted something important. The present bench was not a lawful bench, he remarked. In review, a judge who recused himself can change his decision, but no other judge can declare colleagues' decisions wrong. And yet they did exactly that. They overturned colleagues while having admitted only a recused judge can do that. Senior Judge Hashim Kaka grew extremely angry over criticism of Qazi Faiz Isa. He said, Qazi Faiz Isa is currently the most honourable person, my teacher and guide. You embraced him in his absence. Who gave you that right? Yesterday, Ahmed Khan responded, but the TV sound was turned off. What quick tech response. Earlier, Mandokail also reacted when Qazi's name was mentioned. He angrily said, do not mention Qazi. Yet when Hamid Khan mentioned Qazi Faiz Isa's case, he criticised that as well, so he wouldn't even allow reference to it. That means Qazi Faiz Isa is so infamous now that Supreme Court judges observe, don't even mention his case. If a lawyer does, judges feel insulted. Judges couldn't tolerate criticism of Qazi Faiz Isa in the courtroom. Yet when Justice Mansour Shah's majority decision came on July 22nd, the dissenting judges launched a barrage against it, and none felt ashamed. Finally, at decision time, the Supreme Court threw away 8 senior judges' verdicts. This destroyed the credibility of judges appointed after the 26th Amendment. That's why I say it wasn't just a dark day in judicial history, it was a very dark day. The head of bench, Justice Amin Uddin Khan, gave the most fitting remarks. He said the impression is that special seats case has deprived women of their rights. That's absolutely false. He said women are getting reserved seats, not being taken from men. Meaning if PTI women couldn't get seats, so what? Will women of PMLN and PPP get them? They are women too. His remarks reminded me of former Prime Minister Aslam Raisani. When asked about fake BA degrees of an MPA, he said a degree is a degree, whether real or fake. Similarly, Justice's remarks were, if someone breaks fast at Zuhr or Maghrib, an azan is an azan, completely neutral. The atmosphere has taken a political turn. It said KP Assembly is being attacked with full strength. First differences will surface, then differences with sinister intent. PTI workers will also be divided. Once divided, they won't be in mood to run a movement. Also, the government will also change. After today's verdict, the position is Tehreek-e-Insaf has 92 MNAs, opposition 53. If the 30 special seats come to opposition too, to form government PTI will need to break 20 MNAs. Now opposition will be 53, so again need 20 to break. It's said breaking 20 is not difficult in current scenario. So for the government, for powerful circles, nothing is difficult. What's the need for such a long fuss? Just issue an order. Tell the court, stay 5 minutes longer, remove Gandapur, someone bring a pencil and paper. A guy will write an application on plain paper, and during that half-hour hearing, ditch it. So breaking 20 MNAs to form the government won't be difficult. Because 30 special seats will come, everything's easy. Finally, let me share a couplet from Azam Shakiri. It's a message for everyone, those who stood with pride on mountains of sand. The wind blew and carried away those lofty heights. That wraps up our translation of Junaid Saleem's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.